channel. I've got a lot of things to show you today. I've done a lot since my last UFO WIP update. I've got some pictures of Seattle from my last retreat and some goals that I'm going to share with you guys. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the quilt on the wall behind me. That's for my Washington retreat. I just got home, so my brain's a little slow. I'm still a little bit jet lagged, but we're going to make it work. So that's my new original pattern, Bloom and Grow, which is in my shop now. And as you can see, I made mine with Lori Holt fabrics, but everybody at the retreat brought their own fabrics. So all of them look different, and it looks good in each and every fabric, and I'm so excited I was so excited to see all the different choices that everyone made and how different it made the quilt look, but it still came out beautifully. Some people used a black background, there was a taupe background, there was all kind of things. Those pictures are up in my Facebook group now. I got most of them up there. For some reason, I am missing a couple pictures, so I'm going to have to hunt those down and add it to that. But if you'd like to see what this quilt looks like in different fabrics, head on over to my Facebook group. If you're not a member, you can join today. That link will be down in the description box below. But that is also, my pattern is now in my Etsy shop. I never put them up for sale before I premiere them, but it's been premiered now. So if you would like to make this pattern, it is very beginner friendly, quick and easy. It can be made in a weekend. I made it in one day, although I do confess that I sew faster than I know most people do. But all the ladies, I think all the ladies pretty much finished at least their quilt top, if not all the blocks, and just had to assemble the quilt top in the time that we were there. That being said, we were there for more than a weekend, but we had other projects done, we did other projects as well, so that's why some of them may not have finished the whole quilt top, and one of them decided to make it larger, and her quilt is going to be gorgeous, but it took her a little longer because she's making it bigger, but that's great. It's beautiful. And the fabrics that she picked, I was actually excited to see because they were colors that I love, and I managed to snag myself some fabric from the fabric shop at the retreat, the same fabric, because I was inspired by her fabric. So it was really, really cool. So the other thing, one of the other things that we made at the retreat is we made these cute little bags, and it's kind of squished for me in my suitcase, so I apologize for that. But has a little handle on the side with a zipper, and it's got an external zipper with lace, so it's really cute and pretty. And I used this was left from the fat quarter bundle of this was like a panel print, and then I used some of the fabric that I used for the binding that I had left over for the inside. Oh, I have a receipt in there. And the handle. This bag doesn't have any seams showing on the inside, which I really like. It was like the way we turned it, everything was inside between the lining and the bag. So other than the small opening in the bottom of the inside of the bag to turn the bag right side out, which you could sew shut with a needle and thread, but you guys know I'm allergic to hand sewing, so I did it with my machine. So that's the only little thing you can see, but it's in the bottom of the bag. This is just for me, it's not for sale, so I don't care that that shows because I'm not going to see it. But this is great to take notions and things like that to retreats, or a cosmetic bag or anything like that. So this was the Windsor bag from So Sweetness, and I'll put a link to her website down below. It's a free pattern, and she's got also a free video tutorial, so if you're interested in making this bag, you can grab that there. And then they made one other bag, although I was busy sewing some other things for my retreat coming up here in 2 weeks in Pennsylvania. So one of the other gals at the retreat, she is an excellent bag maker, and so she taught this bag to the other ladies, and she actually made me one because she knew I was busy, which was really, really nice. She had made it ahead of time as a sample, so she gave me one, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Shelly. But this is the other bag that the ladies made, and as you can see, it's stuffed full of my things from the retreat still. So really, really cute with a vinyl front. I've made a lot of these bags in the past, and that's why I decided to pass on this one while I had to get some other work done. But I love, love, love this bag, and all the ladies made one and got it finished, and they all love it. And it's a perfect size, as you can see, to hold a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll be unloading that one and probably taking that bag with me to the next retreat full of goodies. So that was the things done at the retreat, and the retreat was fabulous. It was out in Camino Island, Washington. It's a beautiful location. Sorry, I have an itch. Beautiful location out there. The only issue I really had is that I'm allergic to apparently some of the flowers that were in the garden, because I went out there a couple times and my entire head got stuffy and I had a runny nose. They're flowers that we don't have here in Ohio. And I was fine until I walked out to take a picture of someone's quilt. Not her fault, not my fault. I didn't realize that those would bother me. I do have issues with flowers, but I know which ones sort of to avoid. I guess I didn't know about that one. So I still have a little bit of gunk going on, because my body takes a little bit to like recover sort of when I get allergy attacks, but that's okay. So it was worth it. It was nice to see all the ladies that were returning, and we had some new faces this year that I really, really enjoyed meeting them. They mixed in really well with the returning ladies, and they were just a good time. Lots of laughs, lots of fun. We had some late night sewings, and some ladies did some early morning sewing. Typically I'm a morning person, but I actually found myself sleeping in quite a bit there, and I think I sort of needed it. And the nice thing about, like, allowed myself to sleep in, which I usually don't, is that I was fairly productive during the day, so that's good. And like I said, I really enjoyed everybody's company, so I had a great time, and hopefully looking forward to going back in the future. Now next year, the retreat center, which I put up a video, if you haven't seen that yet, I'll link it at the end of this video. I put up a video of the retreat center and fabric shop that are out there. That retreat center is really nice. It's in a very peaceful location, beautiful. But unfortunately, the way that they release the dates year after year is every so many years, they release 4 years or 5 years, something like that, worth of dates, and you have to book all those years. Well, when I caught this last year, I had got the opening because somebody else didn't take it. And then I got this year, but the next 2 years were already booked because when they released it 4 years ago, somebody booked all those. So unfortunately, I can't get the location back until at least 2026. So I'm looking into some other venues, but for now, I don't have anything set for next year. I will miss these ladies though, and so I'm hoping I can find something else until we can go back to Camino. And Camino reminds me very much of some of the islands here in Lake Erie. So it feels like home to me. So I really, really liked it there. So I can't wait till we can go back. So fingers crossed, there'll either be a cancellation for the next couple of years, or I can find something else out there until I can get back to Camino. Okay, so that's about Camino Island. The other things that I have finished in the last few weeks, we did have the Cotton Cat sew along. So I got those things done, and I'm not sure if I mentioned that in my last UFO video or not. I still have one to catch up on because it came really, really late. My daughter got the small for the next Cotton Cat sew along in the carnival, and I did as well, plus I got a large. I sewed the large on the live, and I held the small to do with my daughter. Well, I didn't hold it. It wasn't here yet. Hers arrived, but mine didn't. But she wanted to sew it with me, so sometime this week we're going to figure out a time when her and I can sew that, so I don't get too far behind with that, because number 2 is coming up this weekend. More about that later. But so that got done, and then I made this was just for fun. Like I said, the fabric that's in the quilt behind me was a fat quarter bundle of Lori Holt, which I'm not typically a Lori Holt fan, but I do love the way it came out, and I had extra fat quarters left from the bundle. And I was like, well, what am I going to do with these? Well, I had these cute house patterns that are also Lori Holt patterns, and I did buy the house patterns because I really liked them, but I didn't envision them in Lori Holt. I was going to do them in something else, and I still will. So I have some of them in my shop. I'm going to sew them again because I do like them, but in a different fabric line. I'm not sure what yet. But I did make this little wall hanging because I wanted to use up those fat quarters. I find myself trying to use up more fabric lately. I have so much fabric, and I was gifted this fabric, so I wanted to make sure I used it, and I really like it. And I like the houses the way they came out. It's actually really cute. I wouldn't buy Lori Holt going forward on a regular basis because a lot of her fabric lines, and I know, sorry for Lori Holt fans out there, All her fabric lines look sort of the same to me. But I like this one, so I'm glad I had it, and I appreciate the person who not donated, but gifted this fabric to me. So I made this cute little house table topper, not table topper, wall hanging, sorry. And then here's the back. This was also in the line. It was like a cheater panel, so I used it for backing. But I really like these cute little houses. They came out, excuse me, a little bit of allergy stuff. Yeah, they came out really, really cute. So I definitely want to make them again, but in a different fabric line, in a whole quilt, because there's, this is probably my favorite one, of course, blue. Although I really like this teal one too. There's a whole series of these little houses with the stars inside here. This is the only part that changes. And I think there's 9 of them. Don't quote me though. I'm pretty sure there's 9. So I would like to make these, because they're good size, into a whole quilt. It doesn't come with any setting instructions, so I would probably definitely put some sashing in between, things like that, because they were cute and they were fun. They didn't take very long to put together. I did this whole wall hanging on one of Stephen Bland's of Bland Design and Indie Quilter. My friend Stephen hit one of his sew days. I did pretty much the whole wall hanging that day, with the exception of putting the houses together, but I did all the houses, so it didn't take me long. So I definitely want to make a whole quilt out of those houses. That's a project for down the road though, because I got a lot of other stuff going on. I think the last time I had a UFO WIP video update, we were doing Lilace You Love from Fort Worth Fabric Studio, and we had a bunch of the blocks done, but we hadn't gotten as far as getting the whole quilt top done. So I've gotten the whole quilt top done now. It's not quilted yet because I finished it the day before, or 2 days before I left for Washington, and so now I'm back home and I need to quilt it. But this is what the top looks like. So really pretty. Sorry if you can't see it all. I'm not tall. I'm very short actually. So I can't hold it up too high, but I really, really like it. It's really gorgeous. These aren't typically fabrics that I would pick for myself, but that's one thing I love about Fort Worth, is that they kind of make me go out of my box a little bit, and it's gorgeous, and I'm so excited that they picked these fabrics, because I love this quilt. So look for an announcement really soon if you're somebody who loves the Fort Worth Fabric Studio patterns, because I know from a little birdie that the next sew along is going to be here very shortly. I will have an announcement on my video as usual. And of course, as always, they will announce it over in their group on Facebook. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. As always, the patterns will be free, and you can either sew from your stash or you can grab a kit from them. Their kits are great. It makes sure that all the fabric goes together, and usually they're not too pricey. Some of them are higher than others depending on if they're a quilt or if they're just a table runner. But it's a great way to support Fort Worth Fabric Studio for giving us the free patterns, because it takes a long time. It takes a lot to write a pattern. Believe me, I know. It can be hours and hours and hours by the time you write the pattern, or design the pattern, write the pattern, test the blocks, make sure everything works. That way when we give it to you, everything is good and there's no mistakes. So yeah, that takes a lot of time. So I feel like we should give back and make sure they get paid for that time. But they know that not everybody can purchase a kit, so they allow you to sew from your stash. But if you can, try to support them. All right, so that's that. Let's see what else. What's next? All right, I'm going to show you guys some of my acquisitions from the week. Mostly they're from the retreat. Like I said, if you haven't seen my retreat video, go check that out. You'll see the quilt shop, and you'll see why I have so much stuff. I actually did really good this year. Last year, I filled a good half of my suitcase. You know, if you have a suitcase that has 2 halves, I filled like a whole half. This year, I just filled a little section. I did really well. Although this year, I went into the quilt shop knowing what to expect. Knowing not to buy everything, because I could, number one, buy it online, because they have an online shop. It's overtherainbow.com. They literally have nearly 40,000 bolts, and they have pre-cuts and notions and everything. So if you can't find something at this quilt shop, then you are not a quilter. Sorry to say that, but that's the truth, because they have everything. They have almost every fabric company. They carry Tula, Corey D'Antini, all the Moda lines, Michael Miller, Northgate. They have everything. Wilmington, Hoffman Boutiques. They have, if you can't find something there, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But I did get one thing from not Fat Quarter Shop. I don't know where that came from, Fat Quarter Shop. Probably because I was looking at my block of the month from them, which I don't have here, so I'll show you guys next week. But I got this from So Yeah Quilting, and I thought it was really funny that I got this little sticker, a Brody. This is their Vegas strips, and the colors are just gorgeous in this. I could not resist this pack, and we were watching them at retreat a couple times, and there's going to be a couple more things headed to my house, and I need to stay away from them now for a while because because I need to quit spending money. But I couldn't resist this. You guys know these are my colors, so they had that. So that's one thing that came this week, and it came while I was gone. Luckily, not too much stuff came while I was gone, so my husband didn't question it. All right, so let me start with some of the things I got at the retreat. I got this package of fat quarters. There's 22, and this is Silver Metallic by Hoffman Fabrics. And their fat quarters, they fold into triangles, and then they turn them on top of the next one to make the pack look like stars, which I think is really cute. But you can see, I'm not going to take it all apart because I want it to stay nice together until I use them. But there's all pretty, like, they're all metallics, silvers. It goes from gray to navy to green, red, lighter gray, and then whites. And there's almost kind of like, this one's sort of a teal, green, blue. So that was one thing I got from the quilt shop. And then I got some coordinating yardage to go with it. So I got some of the white, which it's not showing on camera, but it's got the silver specks in there. You can sort of see it. It's hard to tell. But I got that to go with it as background. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I figured I'm a matchy girl. So I figured I'd want stuff to go with it. So I also bought the red with the sparkle, which the white looks just like this with the sparkle, except you just can't see it as well. And then the green. It's like an evergreen color. It's not coming across the camera the right color exactly, but these are everything I got there with that. I love those. And then this is the fabric line that the one gal used for her quilt, Philippa, actually from Australia, who is a lovely lady, and I was so excited to get to meet her. You guys have seen her on my channel a few times on the sew-alongs and things, or if you've been to Steven's sew-alongs, because she's been there a few times. But this fabric pack, it is Dance in Paris by Zen Chic. It's an older Moda line, which that's the cool thing about that quilt shop, is they have a lot of older stuff. My friend Adam Sews from the UK, if he would have been there, I think he would have spent $1 million, because they had a lot of the older Tula lines that are getting harder to find. They had bolts of the fabric of Tula, so he would have had a grand old time. But they had lots of older lines, and this is from a few years ago, but it's really pretty. I just really love all these teal blues to the navy blues, and also the lime green. And this pink is a really pretty pink. I got some coordinating yardage. So this is, you can get these all the time. They're spotted by Zen Chic. It's a basic for Moda, but I got the like turquoisey teal color. And then I got the pink. The pink is not like a girly pink, because I'm not a huge pink fan. I don't know how to say that a better way, but it's not like a princessy pink. It's sort of a peachy pink, but not too orange, because I'm not, you guys know, I'm not so much of an orange fan. So I like this because it's that perfect in between peachy pink without getting too orange and not getting too girly. So I don't know how to explain it better than that. So I got that one. Excuse me. And I bought this darker charcoal gray. I might use that for binding. I'm not quite sure yet, but figured I might as well have it. If I don't use it for that, I can use it for something else. And then I bought this big piece. This is one of the pieces from that Fat Quarter bundle. This is pretty much the only thing they had in enough yardage to maybe make a backing. So because it is older line, they had several pieces from the line, several different SKUs, but this was the only one they had a lot of to maybe create a backing. So I purchased this one. And although it's not my most favorite one, of course I would have loved one of the teals, I do again like this pink color. So I was really excited to get this. I don't know yet what I'm going to make with that, but I've been looking through my patterns recently, realizing that I don't need to buy any more patterns for the rest of my life. Between what I come up with and the patterns I have, I probably have enough to last me the entire rest of my life. So I'll find something to do with that. The other thing I got was the Seattle fabric, which I'd gotten a piece last year and I can't find it. And I'm sure I'm going to find it now because I bought it again. But I only bought a yard of it last year and I decided to buy more. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a quilt yet, but I bought enough that if I decide to make a quilt, I can fussy cut the pictures because they're really cool. So this shows different scenes around Seattle. There's a ferry boat, the Space Needle downtown. There's an orca whale on here. Different scenery like a farm with vineyards because there's a lot of grapes out in that area. So I got it in the blue and it's on a cream color. It's from Clothworks, so it's printed for the Seattle area. And I got it in the green as well. They also had this printed in with like a gray on white. I'd wished that they had made all of them cream or all of them white because I really, really liked the gray. And I honestly can't remember which color I bought last year. I know I liked the gray a lot, but I can't remember if I got the blue or if I got the gray. So I might have the gray on white. And if I do, I won't put it in with the same quilt with these. I would probably make a pillow or something with that when and if I find it. I'm sure I'll find it. Especially now that I bought more. But I will probably use these two colors and fussy cut these pictures and put some kind of something around them to make them all, you know, fit in a quilt. I really, really like the Seattle area and I wanted to make a nice quilt for a memory type thing. So I bought those as well. I think that's all I have as far as acquisitions of things I purchased. I was gifted several things. Let me see if I can find them quickly here because this video is going to end up being really long. Okay, yeah. Here's one of the things. Besides the little project bag that Shelly gifted me, one of the gals... Oh, I don't have one of the things down here. I know one of them's up on my nightstand in my room. One of the gals gifted us little wooden coasters by Built Quilt, and if you haven't seen those, I actually have a whole bunch of those coasters because I love them. But the one she gifted us had a heart, and inside the heart looks like little quilt blocks. I wish I had it down here to show you guys, but I didn't have that one, so I was really excited to get it. That was from Del Marie. It was very sweet. I love those coasters. They're made of bamboo. So they're really cool. And then another gal gave us these little chapsticks, and her name is Math Geek here on YouTube. So she gave us these. Everybody was so generous, gave us all kinds of lovely little things. Cheryl gave us these little zip pouches. Unzips right here. It's perfect for like a coin purse or something like that. Opens really wide. And she stuffed it with candy. Little mints and things and some Wonder Clips. So that was really, really nice. And then Tracy, who was Cheryl was new at the retreat this year, and then Tracy was new this year. And she made everybody these cute little buckets. Isn't this adorable? She said it only took a couple fat quarters, and it's got little pockets here on the side where you can stick your tools. So the whole weekend I had like all of my things, and I don't know if this is in here, but all of my things like up down in this bag, like to keep my station more organized because I tend to spread out way too much. So kept this at my station the whole weekend. She gave everybody one. She made it was just amazing. I felt bad not making things for everybody. because a few people made things for everyone. The next things I have to show you, these were made by our friend Philippa from Australia. Again, somebody who made something for everyone. She made these beautiful little, she called them mug rugs, but they could be mug rugs or coasters, but I'm not putting any drink on here. It's too cute and I don't want to ruin it, so I'm just gonna like hang it somewhere. But she had all different designs. She had a kookaburra and like the map of Australia with different things on it and different animals. I picked the koala because I like koalas. So I got that. And then, let's see. She also brought some Aboriginal fabric for us from Australia. She brought us each, I don't remember if she said this is a fat quarter or a fat meter. It might be a fat meter actually of fabric, but it's just gorgeous. I love it. And she brought several different prints, so we all got to pick which print we wanted. Of course I went for the blue one. But it's beautiful, and I can't wait to find, there's this little bit of purple color in here, like right here. It's sort of like a periwinkle-ish going towards lilac, so I'm hoping to find a fabric that can go with this, like a solid, and maybe use this for a bag or something, and use this on the outside and that little purple color on the inside. I think that would be really sweet. And in addition to that, not that she had not done enough already, but she brought me a couple extra things. She brought my kiddos some sweeties from Australia, some Cadbury chocolates that were little, all the little animals, which they are loving. And she also brought my kids a couple little 3D things to put together. Sarah got one and Christopher got the other. Little cardboard things. They made a kangaroo and they made a koala, and they were super cute. I'll have to try to remember to bring them down and show you guys. But she brought me a couple of panels with all the sweet little animals on it, and I'm gonna make these into like a pillow or something. Although this one panel has enough where I might be able to actually just cut them and make a quilt, and Sarah would probably take it because she loves all the animals, and especially Australian animals. So here's this one. There's a platypus and a Tasmanian devil and a capybara and a koala. I think that's it. And a kangaroo. Eating fruit with shirts on. So cute. It would make the cutest fun little throw quilt. So I think I actually might do that because there's enough prints here that if I cut them carefully, I can turn them into a quilt. So that's really fun. And she spoiled me. I have two more things to show you from her. One thing she made just for me, and then another panel. So this one is, I think that's, I'm going to say this wrong, a dingo? Sorry if I said that wrong, if that's not the right word for it, the dog. And then the bats that they have over there, I think she said they're fruit bats. And then another little koala. Yeah, it's all wrinkled, sorry. These ones I will definitely turn into probably cushions or pillows, just because they look like something I would like to have like on my couch in my bedroom. So I think that's adorable. I don't want the kids to mess that up, so I'll put that in there. And this is another thing that I don't want my kids to mess up, so this is going to go on my dresser in my bedroom, which has nothing on it right now except some folded clothes that I need to put away. She made me this very special table runner. She knows I love blues, so she made it out of blues, and she did some hand stitching shishiko stitches on top of this, and it's just gorgeous. I'm not worthy. So that's, she did way too much. Thank you, Philippa. Very sweet, gorgeous. Excuse me, so thrilled to have this. Like I said, she handmade this just for me, and it means the world to me. So, as all the things do that everybody gave me. So it was awesome to meet her and, you know, get to know somebody from across the world. I didn't know at the beginning of this journey that I would be meeting people from all over. I'm going to take a little sip here. Still got a little tickle in my throat. Okay. So that's all the acquisitions and things from the retreat and excuse me, fabrics I've acquired. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is goals for the next week. So things I want to get done, or need to get done, or have to get done. So I'm going to do this tulip block, which is the next in the series from the So Yeah box. This came, I showed you guys the box right before I left. And it literally came, I left on Wednesday, I think it came on Tuesday or Monday, I don't know. One of those days right before I left. So I didn't get a chance to do this yet. So I'm going to do that in the next couple days and hopefully be able to show you next time. Excuse me, my goodness. I just like a little tickle right here. The next thing that came, this came while I was gone, is my Color Vortex Block of the Month from Legit Kits. I'm excited because this month is all different pretty colors of green. So that I need to work on probably this weekend. I don't think Shannon has done hers yet. She may be, Shannon of Slay Art, she may be doing it this Sunday, and if she is, then that's the perfect opportunity. I'll sew that along with her. While she's live, I'll do it here. And then I need to do my next chocolate covered cherries block. This is block 8 from Cherry Pit. I've told you guys about them before. They're the Cherry Pit is a great quilt shop in Sevierville, Tennessee, near Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. I love the owner, Jan. She's super nice, and they have great staff, and they have great fabrics. And I did the block of the month last year, so I decided to do this one this year, even though the colors aren't typically my colors. Actually, my daughter saw me putting this together, excuse me, I believe last month. And she was like, those aren't your colors, Mommy. She goes, why are you doing that? And I said, just to get out of my comfort zone. And I said, you know, they're not my colors, but I sort of really kind of like it. And at the end, if I put it all together and I don't love it, I can donate it. So I love to donate. I love to give back to charity. You guys know that. So if for some reason at the end of this I don't love this quilt, then I can donate it. But I'm having a really fun time doing it. I really like it. Like I said, it's getting me out of my color comfort zone. So those colors are definitely not things I would go into a quilt shop and pick myself. The other thing I'm going to do this week, which I'm going to work on tomorrow and hopefully get the video up for you, is the block of the month from Pastry Shop Quilts, Christmas Stitched. I know last month I had a little bit of a meltdown, so I'm sorry about that. I really struggled with that one block, and I didn't mean to have like a meltdown moment, but I don't know. I don't know what my problem was, but I did get replacement fabric. I'm going to remake it eventually. Right now I'm going to let it lie and move on to month 6. Probably after I finish this one, then I'll go back and redo that one. But I'm excited to get this done. This time it looks like these are pretty straightforward blocks, so I think it's going to go together a lot quicker and easier. And I can't wait to get these together because these blocks really are pretty. That quilt is going to be gorgeous. I love this fabric. It's just really pretty, like classic Christmas colors. So look for that video in the next couple days if you're doing that program. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. No, I don't have COVID, by the way. I did take a test just in case today because I still have junk. I thought that would go away when I got home. I think it's just allergies. Plus, we have our own fall allergies starting here, which do affect me. I do have hay fever issues with in the fall with hay fever. And we have a lot of our apples are coming in and pumpkins are coming in during that season. I always get this. So, all right, the other thing that I acquired this week, which I forgot about earlier because it was under the pile of the things to do, is I got my tagged label, and this is how I like to tag my quilts. I've shown you guys these before, and this one, it says, "It's a good day for a quilt" by Stephanie Fader, who's me. I really like that one. That's cute. It's a huge one though, so I'll probably reserve that for a bigger quilt. And they have a new-ish. They've had this for a little bit, but not super long. A newish, and I need to get on this right away because it expires September 10th. If you got the tagged, they put this little ad in for their new t-shirt thing. Like I said, it's not brand new, but they are making t-shirts like with little sayings on them. Some of them are quilt related, like the one on the back here says the world needs more quilts, and I'm not going to show you guys that one because the code for discount is on the back. But fall is my favorite color. You are so beautiful. Give thanks. cute little saying shirts, and I'm a sucker for a cute shirt, especially if it has to do with quilting or fall, because as you guys know, and I've talked about in the past, autumn is my favorite season. All right, I'm going to take a break, get something to drink, clear my throat, but in the meantime, I'm going to show you, I'm going to take a nod from my friend Steven, who shows you a subscriber quilt on his blog, on his channel. If you haven't checked out Steven, he's at Blind Designs and the Idiot Quilter. I will link him down below, along with my other friends, Shannon of Slate Arts, Russ of Quilt Meets World, my So Yeah friends, because I love those guys. Tinkham's a good buddy, and Sean, the guy who sews. They're all some good friends, and I'm going to plug them right now. Go check them out, subscribe, and also subscribe to me if you haven't subscribed yet. But I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to show you a subscriber's quilt, which Steven does every week. I've never done that before, but I got permission from this subscriber. Her name is Candace, and she won the Lilacia Love kit from me when I did the giveaway. And she finished her quilt top and shared that with me and gave me permission to share it with all of you. So I'm going to pop that up here, and I'm going to pop up a few little clips of Seattle, downtown Seattle. You're going to see the waterfront, which is where the cruise boats are. I think I might have caught one in the picture, I'm not sure. Pike Place and the market that's downtown at the waterfront. Pike Place has the original Starbucks, if you're a Starbucks fan. I don't love Starbucks. I don't hate it. I don't love it. The line to get into the Starbucks was about 45 minutes, so I was not waiting in that line. But it was kind of neat to see, you know, the original Starbucks. It's kind of a really small thing, which I was kind of surprised. But I guessed if it was the original one and they didn't know how big it was going to get, it would make sense that it's small. But that whole waterfront area is really cute. There's an indoor-outdoor market. There's flowers everywhere, which probably did contribute to some of this. We did stop at a little bakery in there and got a French patisserie, so that was fun. I got a nice, yummy chocolate croissant. Spoiled myself just a little bit. I tried to be good, really good, but I couldn't pass it up. So I've got a few little, just quick little clips of that. So I'm going to pop those in here now while I get a little break with my throat and get something to drink. You enjoyed that little peek at Seattle. I've got just two things left to show you, and then I'll stop talking, I promise. This is probably the most I've talked in a while. I feel like because I was gone, I missed you guys. And I have a lot to share, so I'm very talky today, which is unusual for me. But I did get, while I was gone, my husband went to our local fair. I had a couple of quilts entered, and my daughter had some pictures entered. She entered a pencil drawing of a sunflower, and I'm such a proud mama to announce that she got second place on that. She also entered a painting of a sunset in the desert and a colored pencil drawing of a red hawk, and she got third on both of those. And there was a lot of competition in her age group, so super proud of her. She did so well. She was convinced she wasn't going to get anything, and she did enter a piece last year and she didn't get anything, so she didn't have any expectation to get anything, but she got a ribbon on all of her pieces. So Proud mama moment for sure. I was super excited for her, and just proud of her just to even put something in the show. It's really hard to put yourself out there, put your work out there for criticism. So anyway, that being said, my quilts, my husband picked up. This one is my beast. I'm not going to, definitely not be able to show you all of it. This is my Socialites quilt, the Socialites 2 quilt. I finally finished it, and I finished it just in time for the fair. So, as you can see, I got a ribbon on it. I got second place. And like I said, I'm not going to be able to show you a whole lot of it because it's huge. This sucker is 99 inches square, so it's going to go on my bed. It's a humongous quilt. I will read to you guys. Let me see if I can find it. The comments that I got back, because it's always nice to get comments. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I got rid of that tickle. Okay, beautifully constructed quilt with complimentary quilting. Nice job. So that was my comments on this one. I don't get like a score sheet at this fair like I do at other competitions that I've been in. They're more basic. They just write on the back of your tag, but it's nice to get comments, you know. And then many of you out there, oh my goodness gracious, many of you out there sewed the All-Star quilt along with me, so I'll remind you of what that looked like. Here, let me unfold this a little bit. So I put my All-Star quilt into the fair in the smaller category because that quilt was in the large category, obviously. This is my All-Star quilt, and as you can see, I ribboned on this quilt as well. I got second place, and I just love how it finished up. And I'd love to see more of your quilts. If you guys have finished your All-Star quilt, you can send it to me and I can feature it here on my UFO WIP vlog. I've seen a few, but not too many finishes yet. But my comments on that one were wonderful points. Fabric choice is wonderful. Lovely quilt. So, not bad. I'm excited about that. So, this has been a good award season for me. Every competition I put my quilts in, I got an award on. So, I've got a little, my husband made me do it. I've got a little cork board on the other side of my room because he said, you have to display these because I had them all in a drawer. I was perfectly fine with that because I don't need to, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just the type of person that I don't like to show off too much. So I just had them in a drawer and he's like, no, you need to display these. So my cork board over there, and this was last year after I won a few awards last year, is getting kind of full, which I'm kind of proud of. It's kind of neat to see your hard work pay off just a little bit. There's no financial reward for this. I mean, they do give you a little bit of a financial reward, but I think I got for both this fair and the competition the week before where I got best of show, best of class. I think between the two of them, I didn't make more than $10. And the entry fee on all of them were at least $15, $20. So I didn't make anything, and that's not what you go into these for. You don't go in to make the money unless you're going into a big national show like Quilt Festival in Houston or something like that. But it's really neat to see your quilts hanging. Even if you don't get anything, I would have been happy not to get anything just to see them hanging. Especially the ones that I had in the Ohio State Fair, because that's big time, and just to see your quilts hanging there next to all the other quilts is an amazing feeling. So if you're on the border or you're like thinking about maybe putting one in but you're nervous, don't be. Just put it in. You're gonna love seeing it hanging. I know as a shyer, more introverted person that can be hard, but you'll love it. You'll love seeing your quilts hanging even if you don't win anything, and the win is just a bonus. So that's all I have for this week. Coming up this Saturday, which is, gosh, I don't even know. I think it's the 2nd. I'm totally out of time, date, space. Like I said, I'm still a little bit jet lagged from coming back from Seattle. I believe it's the 2nd, this Saturday, live at 5 p.m. Eastern time, right here on my channel, is the Carnival month 2 so long. I can't believe it's month 2 already. It seems like we just did month 1. I barely just got the second quilt for Carnival because it came so late. So just the fact that we're doing 2 already, see, I don't know where the heck the last month went. Anyway, that's coming up on this Saturday. So if you are participating in Carnival and you would like to sew along with us on the Zoom, make sure you email me and I can get your name to Shannon so you can join us, because she sends out the link to everyone on my behalf, because when she asked me to do this, she said, I told her I would love to, but I don't really have the capacity to keep up another list because I have so many things going on. So she agreed to do it, and she's doing an amazing job. So the email will come from her, but you can always send me an email if you would like to join. You have to be on Zoom, be on camera to sew along with us, and we have to see your face and you have to be able to talk, because we want to know who you are. We want to be able to tell people who are watching at home who you are and what you're sewing. So if you'd like to do that with us, send me an email. This is the next clue I just received for Village Green. That arrived. So Village Green will sew the week after Carnival, and then the week after that I will be gone at my next retreat. So only 2 weeks to go to my next retreat. So there's gonna a lot of things be happening. This next week I'm going to be working on things for that. I did get some new things in my shop. One of them, well, actually I'll just show you guys really fast. I know this video is getting really long, but I got in Sherry and Chelsea's new line, Bountiful Blooms, and it's a really pretty, there's pre-cut just flying everywhere, fall line with a little bit of blue thrown in there. I do have some of their patterns that go with this line up on my website. They're up there now. And then the next sew along from the next Stitch Pink sew along from Moda, which I'm going to be sewing here on my channel. I have several people who asked me to do this sew along, including Pastry Shop Quilts, and the Moda rep for Pastry Shop Quilts asked me if I would do this on my channel. So I'm going to be leading the sew along beginning in October. But that sew along is with this quilt kit, Adore. That's the name of the quilt, and it's using the Lighthearted line by Camille Ross Kelly, which is just hitting shops now. These arrived while I was gone in Washington. I've got kits and I've got the 108 backing in my shop, and you can purchase just the kit or you can purchase it with the backing. I've already sold a couple, so if you would like one, go grab it today before they're gone. I'm really excited to do this one. I love anything that supports women, breast cancer research and awareness, which that's what this is for. So here's a little bit better of a picture of it. It finishes at 84 by 84, so it's going to make a really good sized quilt. If you get the backing fabric, you're going to get 2.5 yards of 108, so plenty to finish this quilt. So check that out. It's in my shop, along with all kinds of other things that came in that are new, plus the quilt pattern behind me. All right, well, that's it. I will see you Saturday, hopefully, for my live at 5. I'll have a bunch of people sewing along with me, so I hope you'll join that. As always, check out my friends, Stephen Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter. He has his Sew Chatty with his husband Walter on Fridays, and his live on Saturday at 4, where he talks about anything and everything, sometimes quilting, sometimes not related at all, but you can ask questions, you can, you know, he is open to opinions, so as long as you're kind. And then my good friend Shannon of Slay Arts, she has her brunch this coming Saturday, or this coming Sunday, I apologize. Sunday brunch, it's at 11 a.m. Eastern time. If this is the week she's going to do the legit kits, which I'm not quite sure because I've been out of the loop because I've been gone, but if it is, she will have a shortened brunch, and then later in the afternoon, about 1:30, I believe, 1:30, she comes back and she does the legit kits block of the month. She has just been chosen as a candidate to become a certified instructor for legit kits. So, yay, Shannon. I just want to congratulate her again. I'm so proud of her. I feel like a proud mama, even though I don't know why, because she's not a child, but I'm just to see her journey in the quilting. She hasn't been quilting that long. I've known her pretty much from almost the beginning of her journey. She came to my first retreat after only quilting for just a couple months. So I feel like I've watched her grow and bloom, and I'm so ridiculously proud of her. But if you want to see what she does, how she does, because after she becomes a certified instructor, she's going to be able to teach legit kits in person. And if you follow her already, you know that she's completed several kits and she's doing this block of the month. So go check her out. And then my friend Sean also has a Saturday morning program. Sean, the guy who sews, he's on at 8 a.m. Eastern time every Saturday. And then my friend Russ of Quilt Meets World is on every Sunday evening. He's not on live. He does a vlog post, and sometimes he does other videos, but he does work full time and he's quite busy. So that's all I think he has the capacity to kind of do on a regular basis right now. But he's been on my channel a few times too, and all of these fine people were also on when I did my retreat, my chat about retreats a few weeks ago, and that was a great time. So go ahead and check that video out too. All right, that was a lot of information, but I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget to subscribe to my friends and to myself if you don't mind. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really does help us with the YouTube algorithm. It doesn't help us bring you, unlike other content creators will tell you, it doesn't help us bring you more content. We don't get it. We get, if we're monetized, we get literally pennies. You know, I have the amount of subscribers I have, which I'm super grateful for, but even with that, I get pennies every month. That's it. It doesn't help us bring you content, but it does help us get pushed to new quilters from the YouTube algorithm. So we really appreciate it if you can subscribe to us and like our videos. It helps a lot. So I will get off my soapbox now and let you guys have back your day. I'm so happy to be home and be back with all of you again. Like I said, I really missed you, and I will see you this weekend for Saturdays of Stuff live at 5. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye!